Dude, not my door. That is just rude. How could you do such a thing? I was AFK here. Good news, everyone. I have got on my hands on some mini blocks. But oh no, it did not come from the Wandering Trader platform. I was making some concrete behind us here at the concrete factory. And what do I hear but a Wandering Trader outside the building? And that's how I got my hands on some mini blocks. But, you know, the platform is yet to be a success. What has been a resounding success, though, are these shulker boxes. So convenient. Just grab them and go trade. And we got ourselves these bunch of heads right here. Anyway, when I say that I've been making concrete, I mean I've been making concrete. Okay? A redonkulous amount. Look at this. This is all from mining concrete right here. This pick as well. They're almost all destroyed. This one, down to 4 durability. I was very lucky not to break that. So yeah, last episode we renovated our blast chamber and another design just didn't want to work. Oh, it was infuriating. But then I thought, hey, is doing all of this concrete manually that bad? And the answer is no. And I've actually done an extreme amount. Look at this. This is to restock the entirety of our shop. So I went around to every single stall and counted up how much concrete we needed and included some extra for the discount llamas out the front. So we're going to restock the entire thing to the brim and have a little bit left over as well. This is insane. And I've made a box of white and grey concrete for both me and Keralis for personal use over here. We also collected up some profits. I made 22 diamonds from this. But anyway, it's time to grab all of these shulker boxes and restock. Well, that was the mission. I mean, many hours went into this little stock up, but it was totally worth it. We've even got some left over for restocking. Quite a bit left over as it goes. And I made a few diamonds on the way as we found a few more sales, including the bones up here. Someone finally brought some. Since I moved the bone shop in here, all the sales had dried up, but I think someone's now found where it is, and I've fully restocked this too. All of this, though, got me thinking about statistics, like over here, 26,000 white concrete, and through here you'll see, yeah, like a few of the other concretes up here in the thousands. Kind of thought these numbers would be higher. The real interesting statistic, though, is the diamond pick. Almost 300,000 uses, that's just bonkers. So if you saw the last episode of Hermitcraft, you'll have a good idea of what we're going to be doing next. It's something rather musical. We've got a tower to construct, of course. But first of all, a couple of things to mention. We have a Hermitcraft livestream weekend planned for the 6th and the 7th. The schedule is on your screen. As always, you can go to livestream.hermitcraft.com for the links to all of the hermits and when they're streaming. The second thing I want to mention is that the Best of Xisuma episodes 11 to 20 video has now come out over on my second channel. So if you want to catch that, there'll be a link on the screen and in the description box down below. And boy oh boy, is it so inspiring to have Keralis as a neighbour. Love what he's doing over there. Okay then, all tools repaired, and I've gathered up some resources. Also, I've just noticed this. Hang on, if you'd like to pause the video and read the latest edition of Hermit and Herald, then now is your opportunity. Love the pixel art as well. Yeah, look at all these resources. Oh, we are so ready right now to build it. Okay, you should be hearing some music. It's time for another wonderful time lapse. Now it may look all finished and done, but there's still a ways to go with this project. We need to hook up a path leading to the entrance, and this path will actually connect to one that's already there that was going to lead to the villager project area. That will actually now lead to the bamboo area, I guess, so we've got a path to build over to that spot. But going back to the tower, on the inside I have repositioned the water stream that takes all the items up. It shimmies over to the side and shimmies back round to get the items in there. And do you remember this comparator that was going to detect when the machine was full? Well, we're going to ditch that, and we're actually going to let the items drop back down and all the way down into a storage system at the very bottom. And there's a dispenser at the end here, and I was thinking once this fills up, it can flow over the edge and we can dispose of the items into lava. We could also then use redstone to detect that that's happening and switch off the system automatically. So in this little space down here, we're going to have storage, we're going to see the items flowing up, and we're also going to put in a switch that allows us to turn the system off. And not all of that is done just yet, but we are getting there. I'm clearing out the space for a path to come through. There's actually going to be a fair bit of landscaping going on here, because not only have we got a bit of a tunnel developing, but I got some more blocks I wanted to build around the outside, and on this side of the tower you can see it actually comes up a fair bit. So lots more to be done basically, but this is mostly finished. I haven't decided on what the roof is going to be made out of, but it's probably just going to be around that height there so we can keep all of this in, and the decoration is pretty clean and straightforward. So when it comes to the redstone, I decided what would be far simpler is just to have a comparator down here. So these chests won't even fill up with items, and we create a redstone signal, and it goes into the block where we can create that redstone signal ourselves. So I've got to come up with a circuit in a moment, and that's going to send a signal down below. As you can see, I've made a simple way to get down here. And I'm not going to bother decorating this area, right? Because it's kind of massive and it's behind the scenes. But it's down here that we've got that redstone signal, and it travels all the way to our EFO hopper clock. And this right here is probably the friendliest way that you can stop this thing from running. If a powered signal comes in, it just simply stops these wherever they are. And so that can't break anything at all, I think. Possibly famous last words, though. So this redstone wire comes from the lever and comparator up top, and I think we really don't need anything other than a repeater to power this redstone line going over to the hopper clock. You see, I was a little bit worried that bamboo flowing through the hopper would create a short pulse, and this might break some of the redstone, but due to the way that we've locked the EFO hopper clock, not even a short pulse would cause any problems, so we're pretty much good to go here. My friends, we need a string farm, because these paths, they get covered in vines. It's kind of terrible. Anyway, this one here is shaped up pretty well, leading to the front of our building. I decided to keep this after all. And I didn't actually need to do too much terraforming. Now, what I've added is this trench of honey blocks down the bottom with glowstone underneath, so they provide some light. And it's just over in this corner that I need to transform it a little bit. Although I am sort of tempted just to throw in leaves, just coming down into this space, dripping off the side of the hill. Probably look pretty good if ever you come around here. And what we're doing right now is taking care of the sort of stuff that probably no one else is going to notice for the rest of the season, right? Like, who's really going to come around here and inspect all of this? I don't know. But one of the things we do want to do is stop mob spawning in this area. And now I'm trapped on the honey block. Let's just remove that. There we go. Oh, jeez. And that is exactly why we need to stop these mobs spawning, because they're going to blow stuff up. So I guess here is a really good example. Because of the underhang from the building, they're going to easily be able to spawn in this space. So what we want to do is come around here and cover the entire floor, which are spawnable spaces, with leaf blocks. And I'll spend a bit of time doing this, and then the area should end up being safe. This is it. This is how I show you. Aha, leaf blocks. 9,000 of them placed. Not all as of right now, of course. Anyway, I chopped down like 1 or 2 trees around this building. I think I might do more as we go along. As we start to use the paths, I really suss out where the viewpoints need to be exposed. But you can see how the trees kind of take away from the view if you get sort of lower to the ground. Anyway, the leaves have been placed all around. Let's just have a little wander. So now the floor is made out of these blocks. Mobs won't spawn on them. I went quite far out as well. And do you know what I just kind of realised? We finished this project. Actually, no. Of course, it wouldn't be until I say it that I realised there's one more little detail. And that is that mobs can kind of spawn in this little dark space right here, right? So we do need to throw down a few select carpets here and there. And that, of course, includes little ledges like these. And I forgot about the ceiling, so it's just plain. And do you know what? That kind of works for it. This old place again. Yep, while I'm making my videos, when I'm not at the computer, instead of logging out, I fly over here. And still, 0 wandering traders have spawned over here. So Nembom was kind enough to reach out and clarify a few things about this project. The term radius was in fact being used correctly. This means it would have been double the distance across, and that's bigger than double the size of the platform, because it was 2,500 blocks to build this thing, and to make it the full size it would take an additional 7,100. And also this radius, the shape in which the wandering trader is looking for, is a square shape and not a circle. But as Nembom explained, the game actually makes 10 attempts at once, and this means with a platform of this side we have a 94% success rate. And do you know what? That is perfectly fine for my needs. So we ain't going to be changing a thing over here. However, I am going to add a torch where I happen to miss one. So thank you to all of you for pointing it out. And I guess that solves the mystery of why we had a zombie spawn over here. And here is a clip from the previous episode. I didn't include this, and then I got a lot of comments about it. So let me explain what you're looking at. This is called social spawning. When I damage the zombie on the left, it's able to summon in another zombie nearby regardless of the light levels. So this has nothing to do with the torches, and it's just a thing that happens in Minecraft. Well, I was on my way to the shopping area and I noticed this. The button has blown up. What does this mean? I mean, did we win? We did get the red belt. And, geez, I don't know. What do you think the button meant? I mean, I guess it was a social experiment after all, right? Also, this thing has popped up. The green team memorial button. Do I get anything if I press this button? I get forever green. Oh, I love it. I guess it means I'll have to take this skin off before long. Although, we apparently have a green team meeting coming up with gift baskets, but who knows what that's going to be about now, since the game is kind of over. And coming through our glorious portal, I spotted this from our new neighbour, Wells Knight, who is back on the server. If you did not know, then now you do. Wells is rejoining us in Season 7, and he dropped off this lovely book to just say hello, and that he's nearby if we ever needed to borrow a cup of sugar, and he's put his coordinates in the book as well. So this was one of the reasons I was grinding bones the other day. I handed Wells Knight a whole shulker box worth of them to build this glorious starter house right here, which looks epic, right? What a nice build palette. It's gorgeous, and peeps, you should definitely go and check out Wells Knight's video. It was a lot of fun to see him come back onto the server. Yeah, this is a truly beautiful build. Can't wait to see it be more integrated into the landscape, and so you get that feeling of perspective. Here's vintage beef space. It's got a parrot doing some poop in the middle of it now. And there is Keralis. So speaking of Keralis, he's got this road running through the middle of his base, and for the longest time we've been talking about hooking this up into the jungle and then connecting it to our other neighbours, Beef, Wells and Etho, and that's what I feel like doing right now. We're gonna do this, okay? So the road is coming over at a diagonal angle, and I feel like we could bring it into this space and then do a left turn, chop out some of these trees and have this road go underneath the arc here. It feels practically perfect as an entrance to our area, and I'm going to be moving the storage away from there and more into here, so this is really going to act as like the entrance to our base. Okay, this is too funny. First of all, Keralis has got some villagers inside of his petrol station, and second of all, I was counting the distance between these pillars, like this, and I ended up going a really far distance out in this direction. I went completely underneath this thing. So as you can see in Keralis' base, there are plenty of curved roads, and I don't know if there is method to this madness, but I decided that I was going to just simply eyeball the roads up ahead. So I started off by extending this section right here by a couple of blocks, and then we have a slight turn to the side, and then over there you can see I've laid out a T-junction. Now it looks okay so far, and I think once we build it up with the full block palette it's going to look really good. There is a slight problem with this though. It's not actually aligned. It looks slightly off to the side, and despite taking some measurements to avoid that, it looks like I measured it off by one block. So we've got to push this out to the side, and then the road can go in that direction, and then behind us the T-junction can take this over behind Keralis' base and off to Vintage Beef in the distance. Oh, there he goes. He just dropped off this box. Oh, what a legend. What a legend. I literally just ran out of grey concrete. This is like the last of my blocks. So that is just perfect. And we got approval as well. That's just wonderful. Alright then, looks like this project is a go. So we needed to get to work on clearing out all of the trees leading up to my base because of course they're in the way and we want to have a road coming through here. And I'll tell you what, chopping it down was a lot of work and there's still a lot of work left to be done, believe it or not, because this is going to be where the road height is. So it actually pretty much comes level with the terrain that is already here. So we've now got some landscaping to do as well as ripping out all those trees, which I've done all the way up to this point here. And then when we get to there, I don't really know what the plan is after that point. And if you're wondering why I have the hitbox thing on, well, I like to pick up all the stuff that we're collecting here in case I need it later on. Just makes it super easy to see where the drops are. And check this out. We're collecting a lot of stuff from this. I can barely believe it. We've used up an entire shulker box worth of concrete, but that's not the first shulker box, it's the second entire one we've used in this episode because of course we built the tower off in the distance that you can't see. So yeah, there's so much more work to be done, we're just getting started over here and my schedule for recording is kind of messed up at the moment because Mojang didn't release a snapshot on Wednesday, so I don't know if it's going to come out on Thursday or Friday, and this video is either then going to come out on Thursday or Friday, so I kind of need to head towards wrapping things up, and maybe I could have got a bit more done if I hadn't spent so much time streaming Minecraft Dungeons. You've probably heard about this new Minecraft game that's out, and you can head over to my second channel if you'd like to check it out, and yeah, see me playing Minecraft Dungeons. It's over there for you to enjoy. There is just a random dog next to my portal. Where did you come from? just hanging out there, fair enough. Anyways, we're not done yet. We need to head to the commercial district. You'll see over here our old portal has actually been dismantled and we've now got a new one slightly positioned over to the side, and that's so that it lines up with our town hall. And in front of town hall we now have, it's not a voting system, okay? There's not a voting system for the mayoral race. It's like a interest gauge. I have no idea what this is. Vote scar. Huh. Mayoral poll. Yes, this is like a polling station. And so what we can do is add concrete if we want to support a candidate. And then we can also press this button to remove our support at a later date if we change our mind. I think you actually place it into the hole right there. Now, this interviewer needs to remain partial for the time being. But I kind of feel bad for Doc over here. He's not been on the server for a while. He's moved into his new house, unable to make videos, and so he's, you know, kind of far behind in the race. So I think I'm going to show my support to Doc for now, and maybe we'll change this at a later date. And there you go. Doc now has 2 bits of concrete powder. Is it me, or is the height of this, like, it's slightly higher on the right-hand side? I'll have to point out that to Cub, who made this. Anyway, it's all for who's going to be sitting on the diamond throne, right? And right now, this fella's sitting on it. Plopper for mayor. Plopper? I'm sorry, but you're not going to get my vote. Oh, wonderful stuff. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Hermitcraft. If you have, be sure to leave a like, and I'll be seeing you very soon with another one. So, ciao for now. Take care. Bye-bye.